Welcome to our 2022 Wildwood FSX 169 RKS. Starting right in the back bumper here, just kind of reach in, pull that cap out of there. You're going to find your sewer hose. Take note of those two ears and the adapter here. It's how I'll be hooking it up to your sewer system. And then the hose itself, it's about 20 feet long and it's fully extended. Just storing it in the bumper back here to help keep any sort of stench out of the unit, keep things a bit cleaner, a bit fresher. In this corner, as well as in each corner of the trailer, you're going to find these stabilizer jacks. All they do is run down, contact the ground, give another turn or so, and that'll just firm up the trailer, getting rid of any sort of bounce or sway you see it currently walk. A couple of steps forward, and right on top here, you're going to find your power inlet. So there's a little notch in the bottom right corner there. It's going to line up with this notch here. Press those in together, and a little eighth turn will kind of lock it in there, and then you get the threaded collar there to really lock it down. Following the cord back, you're going to find a standard 30 amp end there. Most campsites will have that. You can just plug straight on in and you're good to go. We do also provide you with a 15 amp adapter, so if you're looking to plug in at home to charge your batteries or run your fridge, you got the power to do so. Underneath that, you'll find your black tank flush. So you may notice over time, after having gone and dumped your black tank, your monitor panel is still reading 1/3 or 2/3. Typically just some debris inside of the tank just hanging between the probes causing that misread. So what you do is just take your water hose, plug it into there, turn on the water, open up your black valve, and that'll just flush out that tank for you. Underneath that's a city water connection. Same water hose will plug into there, turn on the water, and that'll pressurize your water lines throughout the unit. Underneath it all is your sewer system. So if you kind of press on that cap, give it a turn, you can pop it on out of there. You see it's got the same ears on it that your sewer hose had. It'll attach the same way where you're just pressing it in, turn it until it kind of clicks. On the left, you get a gray valve, and the right, you get a black. Black valve is controlling your black tank. Black tank is filtering your toilet. Of course, it's going to be your dirtiest water, so we'll dump that first. Gray valve afterwards is going to be filled with your sinks as well as your shower, so typically cleanest water. We'll dump that last to help keep that sewer hose as clean as possible. Up from there, we get your hot water tank. You're just going to line up that keyway there, then you can pop it on open. All your controls for turning this guy on are just inside the unit. Before we ever fire it up, though, you just want to hit that relief valve right there. If the tank's full, you'll get a little bit of water coming out. If it's not, then you're not going to get any water. So you just want to make sure it's full before you fire it up, just so that you don't run the risk of burning out your elements. Once you're done, lock it back down with that keyway. Simple as that. Low point drains right here. You just get those caps. You can open them up. It allows the water system to drain itself out. Purpose of that will be if you're leaving the unit, just so you don't get stale or stagnant water. Or before winterizing the unit, you just want to drain it all out before pumping antifreeze through. Fresh water inlet right up top here. Just kind of unscrew that. Your water hose will stick into there. Turn on the water, and that fills up the fresh water tank. The drain for that tank is kind of right underneath here. See that little white cap? You can just unscrew that and that'll drain out the fresh tank. Right underneath your inlet is your exterior shower, so you'll get a key just like this guy here. You can stick it on into there and open her up. You get hot and cold water, 3-foot hose, standard head. Simple as that. Once you're done, just lock it back down. One end of your storage compartment here. So as you flip that open, you get the magnetic latch to hold it for you. Inside of here, you'll find your water hose. Inside that water hose, you're going to find a park adapter. So your 30 amp cord into there, 15 to a standard outlet. Right in front of the unit, you get a battery disconnect switch kind of up on the frame here. So the way it is, it's currently turned on. If you were to turn that out and right out, that's it turned off. Battery itself housed inside of this box right here. So as long as you're plugged into that short cord in the back or your 7-pin to your tow vehicle, that battery's charging for you. Standard propane tank, you just turn that guy to open it up. Then the standard tongue jack there, one way's up, one way's down. On this side of the unit, you get a solar panel plug-in, 2-prong plug plugs into there, charges your batteries. Kind of the other end of your storage compartment here, but it's used up by your griddle. So we just pull that guy on out. Your hose is right above it. Pull those dust caps out, and then you can kind of drop that hose down the back there. We'll pull that collar back, we can attach it to the griddle. Press it in all the way, make sure that collar locks it back down. And then grabbing the hose underneath, you'll find your outlets right underneath the unit here as well. Just pull that dust cap off, push the collar back, and you can insert the hose. Once that's locked into place, you can then open up that valve. With that valve opened up, you cannot undo that collar, so it's just kind of an added safety. Then we'll come up to the griddle here, and then just kind of rapidly turning it past the light there, just letting it clear the air out of the propane lines. There we go. Once you're done, just turn it back to off, close off that flow of propane, undo that lock there, pull it out, take it off of the griddle, then you'd of course let it cool down. You're just going to store that hose right on top and tuck it back away. When it's open, you notice this little lock there, that'll come down and just kind of lock it open for you. Exhaust for your furnace right by the entry door, so if you're ever running a furnace, you just want to make sure it's not blocked off, it does get hot. GFI protected outlet. Then in the back of the unit, you'll find your spare tire. Straight up from there, you'll see a pre-wired mount for a rear view or observation camera. Now we'll make our way inside the unit. Your assist handle here just up 90 degrees and it'll fall into place. So you can open up the door. With the door open all the way, you can see it contacts your awning arm. So if you're going to be running your awning, you want your door at about 90 degrees or so. For the steps, you're going to grab that bottom step, pull it straight up and out, flip that last step over, and we can step on in. So first thing right on the left there, you get your fire extinguisher. That's standard. Pull the pin, point, and shoot. Right beside it's your LP detector. Propane's heavier than air. It sits on the floor. This guy detects it and starts going off just like a smoke detector would. On this wall back here, you get your light switch over in the middle on the right there. It turns on that one light above your kitchen. The rest of the lights throughout the unit just on their own little center push buttons here. Smoke detectors right here. Press and hold that test. There we go. Also at this switchboard here, so that switch, the light switch on the left there is for your awning light outside. Awning itself is on the bottom left switch here, so press and hold the top of that and your awning will make its way out. Once that awning's fully extended, we're going to see a little black flap come down as well as the black metal tube. Once you see that, you're going to stop. Sorry, a little black tube. Okay. Once you see that, you're going to stop. Make sure to continue extending. It can actually wind itself up backwards, in which case your fabric will be underneath the tube, allowing it to hold water, accelerating the growth of mold and mildew. There's our flap, and there's our tube, just about. Pretty much run out of room here though. So if it were to start raining, it's going to be holding some water anyways. What you can do is grab either arm, front or rear, just kind of pull straight down on it. And you see that changes the pitch of the awning out at the head, allowing water to then run off. If you like that angle better, because it does give you more shade, you can do the same thing with your arm up front. Before you bring it back in though, you just make sure these guys are back out straight and fully extended, just so you're not running the risk of bending them. Then we press and hold the bottom of that switch and that'll retract it in. Again, you're just watching to make sure that your fabric's over top of the tube. Another thing to keep in mind if you're awning is once you get up to about 15-20 kilometers an hour wind, you want to bring it back in, again, just because you run the risk of bending your arms. Slide out switches down in the bottom right corner beside it. Press and hold the top of that and your slide will make its way out. Slide is of course for your back room there. You can't quite access it with that slide in, so you just kind of got to open it up blind. If we look through the kitchen window here, you'll just kind of see it start kicking out once it gets towards the end. Once it's done, you'll just hear the motors kind of stop in place. There we go. So your water heater controls are right on top of that. They're on the left side here. So your water heater there, you just turn that switch on. Get that little check light up top, letting you know the ignition sequence will start. Once that sequence is started, that light's going to go out. It's going to try that 3 times. If after the 3rd try it hasn't fired up, that light's going to come back on and stay on. At that point, you'll just turn it off and back on to reset it. Water heater pump's on the left side there. So you turn that switch on, turns on your water pump, drawing out of your fresh tank to pressurize your lines. Batteries on top, so your monitor system's all across the top there. Batteries on the left. You can see we're currently C for charging. G would be good, F is fair, L is low. Your fresh tank, as you fill that up, will go to 1/3, 2/3, and full. Same idea for your black and your gray. Emergency exit over here. Pull that red tab, get rid of the screen, take this handle here, throw it outside, pop on out. Blinds throughout the unit, just kind of sit where you leave them. Table here, you can take that and it just kind of wiggles up and off of its base. And that leg will slide up out of its little holder there. The table will then sit down with the little ledges. You can take your back cushions, sorry, this cushion here, fill in the dinette and create your bed. Bluetooth speaker by your entry door. You do have USB outlets on the side of it as well. You are pre-wired for solar as well. For your stove, the bifold cover just flips on back. Turn the lights on, and you can turn it over to high. So you hear as soon as you press that knob in, that's the igniter activated. If you don't have the lights turned on, it's not going to activate the igniter, so you do just have to have that light turned on. You also get your fan up here as well as a light, some drawer space, your converter right down here as well. Suppressor top and center pops on open. You get all of your breakers on the top there. Whenever a breaker breaks, it sits in the middle, so just turn it off and then back on to reset it. All of your fuses are on the right side. Microwave right up top, pretty standard, just like home. Off to the side, you get some more storage. Underneath is a little light there. G-fire protected outlet in the back there as well. Thermostat. So this is just the control for your furnace with that slider all the way over to the left. That's it turned on. All the way over to the right. That's it turned. Sorry. All the way over to the left is it turned off. All the way over to the right is it turned on. Max heat. Anywhere in the middle is going to be kind of your temperature selection. Furnace is outletting right there. It is not ducted, so if you're looking to move some air towards the back of the unit, you're going to want to get yourself a fan. Once you're done, slide it all the way over to the left until it clicks, and that's it then turned off. The sink cover there is just soft plastic, so nothing hot on it. And just storage kind of underneath it. Your fridge is fully 12 volt, so as long as your battery is charged or charging, this guy's going for you. TV bracket or mount right here. Power outlet for it, as well as your cable and satellite outlet. Into the bathroom. Lights are just on their own center switches there. Medicine cabinets here. Hot and cold water at the sink. Bit of storage underneath it. Toilet here. Your flusher over on the far side. GFI protected outlet, just on the left. Reset in the center, so if you ever have outlets that don't work, it's the first thing you should check. Shower's right behind us. Hot and cold water, of course, with standard head. Then into the bedroom. Again, lights just on their own switches. And in the bed. Get some storage up top. If we pick up the foot of their bed, you do also get access to that storage compartment. And then just kind of your closet space up at the front here. All your drawer space. The 6 are all identical. TV backer right here. Power outlet for it. Cable and satellite outlet is in the front. Antenna outlet in the back. Turning your antenna on, just that button there, you get that little green light, and you're also prepped for Wi-Fi. And then lastly, the emergency exit back here. So you pull your 2 red handles up. The window will then hinge out, swing out, and hop on out. So that is about it for this unit. If you've got any other questions on it, please feel free to give us a call, 204-237-7272.